Hey nerds, it's Nathan and I'm here with a very special guest today. It's my dad.
Hey mate, how are you?
Today we are talking about a book we both read, which is Jim Butchers Stormfront. Neither of us have ever read Jim Butcher before, and my dad is a bit more of a crime thriller aficionado than I am, and I'm slowly trying to feed more fantasy into his reading diet, because I just...
Yes.
I do have a question. With this, how does it stack to other sort of crime novels?
I really enjoyed it because the fact that it was so different to other crime novels and that, like most books you read, they're so sort of cookie cutter, cliched, stereotypical type reads, and you're reading through it and you think, I know where this is going.
Yeah.
But because this guy was such a different character, and the world in which he was living in was different to what you'd normally get.
Yeah.
Well, then you didn't know exactly where the book was going to take you. You didn't know where the story was going and what was going to happen. So it was quite good from that part, that you didn't feel like you were just reading to get to the end and you'd eventually arrive at the end that you have in the last 50 books you've read, you know.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I really did.
A little fun fact, I didn't know this till recently. I was doing a little research on Jim Butcher himself.
Mm-hmm.
He was in a writing class. This was his first book, and he was in a writing class, and the teacher was saying, oh, if you do all these things, this is how you write a good book. And he thought to himself, no, it's not. So as like a prompt, he took all the things that she was saying in her class and wrote this and was like, this is going to be garbage. And then when he presented to her, she said, I think you've actually got something.
Yeah.
And eventually he ended up getting it published. So this was kind of done out of a little bit of a spite thing, because he was like, you don't know what you're talking about. So and it ended up...
He took all her advice and did the exact opposite.
No, he followed her advice to the letter.
Right.
Thinking that
it was all guff.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And then it ended up being all right. But
she was right there. You should have listened in the first place. Right? There's a bloke thing there, isn't there?
Apparently the second one, he is better. Like as we move on in the series, they're better, because he sort of like throws more of his own style into it.
Right.
But yeah, that's apparently how this came about. I don't know how true it is.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, no, I think it's the characters in the book and the whole premise of the thing of what the guy is and how he moves in his own world.
Yeah.
And in and out of this not so much fantasy world, but this wizard world and this, that, and the other, that it doesn't have a clear path that you know you're going down. So you think, okay, where's this going? So you tend to read on wanting to know where it's going. So,
well, that's the thing. When I because I obviously read a lot more fantasy than you. When I was reading it, I was sort of, I could see sort of those cliche, classic sort of tropes with certain things.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I couldn't believe how fast I was going through it, because I wasn't like being like, this is the greatest book I've ever read.
Yeah.
But when I'd go, oh, my eyes are getting tired, and I'd be like, because I'd read it before bed, I'd go, should have been reading it for 40 minutes. And it didn't feel like that. Like I was really flying through it. Did you feel, because you've read stuff like Karen Slaughter, and she's a lunatic.
Yeah.
Well, in her writing at least.
Most of her characters are lunatics.
Yeah. With like other authors in that, did you think, I felt like this was sort of aimed towards a bit of a younger audience. Did you feel it was slightly tame? Because I thought it would be a bit darker. It felt a tiny bit lighthearted to me.
I think it was a it was a light-hearted look at a dark world in many ways, you know. But yeah, whether it was aimed at an audience younger than me, I don't know. I quite enjoyed it. It appealed to me, and a lot of the fantasy, supernatural stuff that you put me onto, and I start reading this, and I think, what the frickin' hell is this, you know? And then the more you read, the more you get into it, and you want to see where it's going, you know.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, that's twisted. But yeah, and all of a sudden you think, oh yeah, I need to see where this is going now. So you keep reading on. So yeah, that's just a different aspect to all these books, and this one as well was just nice in the fact that you wanted to see where it went.
See, I don't read. I've been sort of. Me and my book club have done a couple of like crime and thrillers recently. And we've also, like, everyone in my book club has all sort of landed on the same point where it's like, it does feel a bit same, or like you get into it. We read one recently, Force of Nature. And it's about a bunch of women that get lost in the bush. Like they all go on like a work retreat thing.
Yeah. 5
go in, 4 come out. But the whole time you're like, well, we know one of them's dead. Like,
yeah.
So, and it sort of just drags on. But like, I don't know. I wasn't sure because I don't read. Like I said, I don't read anything. When I was described the book, it was like that noir detective, and I did get that especially with the old like PI office and the hat.
Yeah.
And and he's always down on his luck, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I was like, they're very, very tropey, but then I was like, I was really enjoying it, even though it was really tropey. Like, like he can't catch a break. Every time he turns around, he's like, "All right, new clue, new suspect. I'm heading in the right direction." And then Morgan rocks up and he's like, "Got you now." And he's like, "Oh, fuck off, Morgan."
Yeah, I think it's it was good, and as I say, you didn't know where it was heading, where the book was heading, and the characters and this, that, and the other. They were all so very different to what I'd read before. So when you were reading through, you just found it different. So much books are put out nowadays, and they're virtually cookie cutter things. It's your pop-ups. It's like they sit there and they go, okay, this is the start, this is the finish, and the middle will have A, B, C, D, and E, and it's almost like the whole thing is a manufactured storyline.
Okay.
And so it was just different.
What was probably one of your favourite parts of this book? I know it was a little while ago when we actually read it.
Yeah. No, I think some of the situations that he got himself into and he saw coming, and all of a sudden he thought, "Oh God, I've got to get out of here," and this, that, and the other, and he sort of escaped by the skin of his teeth a few times, and this, that, and the other, and plus they were. There were strange situations that he got into as well. So, and you think, oh, okay, and then so
I think
I just think he was a character.
Yeah.
Apart from being a character in a book, he was a character of a person.
Yeah.
And
that's a good way to put it. I like that.
So.
I think one of my favourite parts is when they're in his like basement apartment thing.
Yeah.
And he's still naked from the shower. Pardon me. Still naked from the shower. And then he's trying to protect him and the woman.
Yeah.
But she actually accidentally drinks the love potion. And she's like,
trying
and he's like, not now.
Not now. We're trying to save ourselves. Yeah.
He's like, this is a terrible time to have an awkward erection.
And he's, yeah.
I was like, it felt, when I was reading it, especially like the bit where like he would do something but it's like accidental.
Yeah.
It felt very Johnny English.
Yeah. They were.
What's that old spy movie? I can't think of it now. the image is him like on a plane, like surfing on a plane with a gun. I can't remember the old.
No, you lost me.
It's a cheesy old spy movie.
But he had the talking.
The skull.
The skull used to talk to him.
It's perverted.
And all of it, he deserted him at his most
Hour of
need. Yeah. So, but yeah. So and then he just turns up again and yeah.
Did you like the magic? Because I know you don't.
Yeah,
I just surprisingly enough,
it was believable in the fact that it wasn't
too outrageous.
Yeah, it wasn't too outrageous. It wasn't too fantasy land and that sort of thing. He'd sort of come along and he'd do all these spells and this, that, and the other, and it would create this situation, or it'd land him in this situation. But yeah, I thought that worked in well. With the
the tissue or the handkerchief full of sunlight. I thought that was cool. Like when he goes to meet the vampires.
Oh yes,
that was probably my favourite because I was like, how the fuck do you catch sunlight? You know, like I always find those kinds of things really interesting where you take something that you can't physically interact with, and you like when he has all the jars and they're all empty, but like when he opens them up, it's like the sound of like the wailing death or something, and he pours it into I'm like. And
when he goes to confront the vampires, he doesn't realise how much trouble he's in when he goes there, and then he ends up there and all of a sudden he barely manages to escape with his life, you know. So
I did like that.
It was.
Dad is actually a huge Harry Potter fan.
A what?
You're a Harry Potter fan.
Oh, yeah. Never read a Harry Potter book in my life.
He's a movie fan.
Watched all the movies, yeah. So, and again, it's just the whole idea of this magic that exists just out there, and we've never actually noticed it before or whatever. So
they actually call that like low fantasy. So like high fantasy is like Lord of the Rings, where it's an entire scope of world.
Yeah.
But then low fantasy is where it's the same concept, but in our current existence. In comparison to like where would you sit this on a scale of 1 to 10 for yourself?
Oh, look, I thought it was a 7 or an 8.
Okay.
You know, I really enjoyed it. As you say, it was what you said, low fantasy there, where this guy was living in the normal world, but as not a very normal type person.
Yeah.
And I just really enjoyed it. It was.
What about on a scale of 1 to 10 compared to other, like, thriller novels or detective novels, sort of thing?
Look,
because I know they're vastly different.
They are. It depends, not so much on the writer, but just sometimes on the storyline. I mean, the storyline for this was totally different. So it's something you get into and you follow along. Some thrillers, some crime novels, and all this sort of thing. You start and you just get taken along with it, and others you no sooner start reading it and you think, oh, you know where it's going, so to speak. So, but in regards to other crime novels, I thought it had a good story to it, and it had good characters, and I mean, whether you'd say they're believable or not is because, but then again, you read how many times have you read a book about some serial killer or this, that and the other, and the characters in the book are not overly believable either, so...
Or like Jack Reacher or something.
Yeah.
Like something crazy.
I saw John Wick the other day.
Oh, the last one.
Movies. Yeah. Oh, God. I mean, 600 people shot at him and they all missed. I mean, really? Come on.
No, he's got a special armoured suit.
You think someone would have shot him in the head. I mean, but
it's over the top.
It is just over the top stupid. And, I mean, where something like this, the characters are that bizarre, but it's not over the top stupid.
Or they're bizarre in a bizarre setting.
Yeah.
They're not over the top in like what's meant to be a normal style setting.
Yeah, yeah.
Would you read the second one?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
I think, off the top of my head, I think there's about 14 of these.
14 of this bloke now. He's done 14 books after this one.
Yeah. Oh, no, in total, I think. I can check, but yeah, I think so.
And they're all about the
Pretty
same
much.
character?
Yeah. See, now I want to know if you'll read them.
Yeah. Look, I'll read 2, and I'll probably start to lose heart during book 3 or something like that. And
that's the thing. There's been a few like really big series where a lot of people end up saying the same thing. For some reason, it seems to be like book 5 and 6 seem to be like the real done books, and then they start picking it back up after that again. You know what I mean? Like for people who are like, oh, that one was shit, but I'll pick up the next one just in case this was just a one-off done book.
I don't know whether I don't know whether you can keep going through, because as I say, the whole plot just gets sillier as they move on. I mean, the first Rocky movie, for example,
I was going to say that actually
was unique, and it was, you know, it was inspiring and all that. But when you click on to your streaming service and Rocky 27's on, you know, and they're going to come out on bloody walking frames or whatever, and you think, might give that one a miss. I mean, there's money in it, and that's why that happens. So they just keep churning out this stuff. And most of the original audiences for these things switched off years ago. Yeah. They might be picking up new audiences coming along. But yeah, no one's out there, you know, watching Star Wars 27 or whatever, who watched the first one. They, you know,
most people aren't watching the last 3
that
they made.
They just don't know when to stop.
No.
I think that's the thing. So there are seriously 14.
I think, hold on, let me grab my phone. I was wrong. There's 17 of them.
Oh, here you go.
There's 17 of them.
That's ridiculous. Oh, God, I lost it.
Oh, what'd you do?
I don't know. I touched it. Okay. Well, he's certainly been busy, hasn't he?
Yeah, bloody oath.
Yeah, look, I might read 1 or 2, but it depends.
You say that now. Yeah, you say that now.
It depends exactly where they go, doesn't it? So.
Anything else you want to add, or?
No, I'll have to get in and get that. Have you got the second one yet?
No.
Oh, right.
I'll buy the second one.
I'll have to go out and buy the second one and have a look and have a read and see how it goes.
Righto.
Okay.
I think that's us, everybody. Till next time.
Bye, guys.
Another Private Eye book. The Last Voice You Hear. That sounds good. Why We Die. Down Cemetery Road. Whoa. They got good names, I gotta admit.
They are.
You had them in the wrong order, and that bugs me.
Sorry.
On the shelf. No. Doesn't that annoy you?
Obviously not.
Touch of the tism. It's got to be correct. Down Cemetery Road.
Monk.
I love Monk. I'm trying to convince Kim to watch Monk.
Oh,
when a house explodes in a quiet Oxford suburb. What's wrong with Monk?
Oh, he's all right. But
it's a great film.
Everything, yeah.
It's a great TV show.